Nagtitipid ka ba? Gusto mo bang makasave for the future? You're always looking at your finances at gusto mo nga hindi ka nagwawaldas. Yes, that is a very, very good attitude, especially when it comes to savings. Kasi nga, hindi naman talaga madali yung pamumuhay ngayon. We have to be mindful with our expenses. Pero kung magtitipid ka, one thing is very important. Huwag kang magtipid when it comes to food, when it comes to pagkain. This concern somewhat came to my consciousness just this morning. I am a member of one of the best groups in the Philippines, yung Minimalist Philippines, and isa sa mga members doon nag-share ng kaniyang experience when it comes to frugality o yung kaniyang pagiging matipid. And by the age of 36 right now, he said na at the age of 36, supposedly very healthy, very prime, but wala siyang energy to do all the things na kailangan niyang gawin. And he can look back sa kanyang past and he can easily locate kung saan siya nagkamali. Dahil yung pagtitipid niya noon as a student, as an early professional, when he started working as a young professional, he was saving a lot from his food. Nakatry daw siya ng half gulay and then 3 cups of rice. So, sa ngayon, parang sobra-sobra yan when it comes to thinking about that way of eating. But I know a lot who have been eating that way, especially way back in high school or in college, sa canteen. Kasi nga, yung gusto ng lahat, yung mabubusog sila, at the same time, hindi ganon kamahal. So, half na gulay, nasa 20 pesos lang. And then, pwedeng magbaon ng rice na galing sa bahay. So, that's actually very, very cheap. Meron pa siyang in-identify na 50 peso meal plan. So, yung 50 peso na yan, kung isang ulam o dalawang ulam at saka isang rice, parang konti. Or I think parang one rice lang yan and one vegetable with ulam and then 50 pesos na. At yung ginagawa ng iba, merong mga student meals, yung sobrang liit lang ng ulam but unlimited rice, pero yung ulam na ito is usually sobrang dami ng mga seasoning, maraming mga MSG and many other na mga pampalasa para pwedeng tipirin. Isang kakarampot lang na ulam and then the student or any Filipino for that matter kakain ng 3 hanggang 4 na subo ng kanin. Meron pang mga rice with gravy. So isang part lang ng chicken o ng meat and then damihan na lang yung gravy ilalagay sa kanin and then you can eat as much as rice as you want. Pero totoo nga bang nakakatipid ka dyan? Generally, yes, nakakatipid ka, but only short term. Because it will only be a matter of time na those load ng rice, ng sugar sa katawan ay magiging detrimental na to our health. When we are young, we are still more accommodating when it comes to the effect of sugar and insulin sa ating katawan because we are still on our growth spurt or growing years physically. However, the moment we stop growing rather, the moment we are already mature, natapos na yung development ng ating organ systems, then you can see slowly yung sinasabing bumababa yung metabolism, yung pagsasabi na nagkakaroon na ng build-up ng mga fat sa katawan, even if you are still having the same physical activity, even if you are still the same sporty person that you are, but nag-iiba yan the moment we age. And then, makikita na if you do not change your way of eating, then you can easily see na sobrang hirap talaga na maging dependent lang sa carbohydrates or kanin. Bakit natin iniiwasan yung kanin? Because rice per cup of rice is equivalent to the glucose load sa ating katawan na katumbas sa 10 to 12 teaspoons of white sugar. Kapag in-extract na ito from starch, and then it will be broken down into individual glucose, then you can see that it's really a lot. Sobra-sobra talaga. And I will just show you kung paano today, kaya meron akong hawak na itlog to show you na kung magtitipid ka man sa pagkain, you can still do it. If ever gusto mo talaga magtipid at ayaw mo magtipid sa iyong load, ayaw mo magtipid sa iyong shopping, ayaw mo magtipid sa iyong gamot kasi mas may budget ka sa gamot than your food, then it's your choice. But there is actually a way na kahit pa magtitipid ka sa food, hindi kailangan tipirin ang nutrition, ang ating health. Hindi siya kailangan ilagay at risk. There is a way to spend only a little but make sure that your health will not be jeopardized. So egg, 3 eggs, ilagay na natin 8 peso per egg. So this is already 24. So kung gawin natin apat, so this is already 36 pesos worth of 32 pesos worth of eggs, and maggagawa tayo ng 75, around 100 grams of protein na meal, and this is already good for OMAD ng isang tao. So this one is egg na apat, and then meron akong ginawang ground pork and beef na patty. So this is usually already half cooked. So per piece of this, mga nasa 150 grams. So dalawa yung kukunin natin. And then this is very flexible kasi pwede siyang gawing beef patty, pwede mo siyang gawing burger steak, and then pwede rin siya gawing ground pork. So ground beef and pork. So parang giniling. So gagawin ko lang, ika-crumble ko siya and imimix with scrambled eggs. So per 100 grams of red meat ay nasa 25 yan, 25 grams of protein. So since this is 300 grams, so nasa ano na siya, nasa 75 grams of proteins na ito. Plus the fats there. So yan, these are the natural fats na nandito, na natulog na because galing ito sa ref. And plus the eggs na nasa 7 to 8 yung proteins niyan because these are large eggs per egg. So nasa 24. So we can round it off na ang beef patty na ito, we will make meat omelette, and it is already equivalent to 100 grams of proteins, approximately nasa mga 25 to 30 grams of fats, and there's nothing for you to be scared about sa taba because when you eat this one nang walang kasamang carbohydrates, walang kasamang rice, walang kasamang soft drinks, walang kasamang tinapay, you can just use up those fats as energy. So yan, ika-crumble lang natin. So yan, this is yan. So ano na siya, maninipis na. Usually, niluluto ko ito differently, but since this is already half-cooked, so pwede na siyang isabay sa itlog. We were not raised in a family na very abundant, na unlimited lahat. We are very conscious then with our spending. But there's one thing we learned. Ever since as kids, hindi kami nililimit when it comes to food. Okay? So, hindi kami mahilig magbumili ng mga laruan, ng mga kung ano-anong unnecessary na mga stuff. But si Maming at saka yung papa ko, they are always promoter of food as basic components. Yung mali nga lang before, we don't know what's really the good food. But we have been putting priority sa aming pagkain. Say for example, nung elementary kami, yung baon naming money is just 20 pesos. So 20 pesos, parang kasya lang yan sa pamasahe, back and forth. And then, pwede kang bumili ng isang bread with juice siguro during one break, yung recess time. And yung food namin, usually, meron kaming baon, but we have a credit line sa isang karinderya across our school. So, salamat sa yung family noon, Parkon ata yung family name ng may-ari ng karinderya na yon. So, we have a credit line there na anytime we feel hungry, kung hindi pa sapat yung baon naming pagkain, we can just eat as much as we want there. So, doon yung nanggaling yung idea namin din na yung pagkain talaga is very, very important. And kung meron man kaming before, when we are already late elementary and high school, binibigay na sa amin yung baon namin for the week, hindi lang daily. So, nagsa-start na silang magbigay sa amin ng freedom on how to spend our money. That's why early on, marunong na kaming mag-budget. Pero as always, since bata pa kami noon, we always go over our budget. So usually dapat hanggang Friday pa yung baon. But by Wednesday, ubos na yan before. And hindi kami pinapagalitan as long as yung binili mo ay pagkain at hindi laruan at hindi ka sumali sa mga sugal na mga games sa mga kaklase ninyo or whatever other things na ginagawa ng mga bata usually. But when it comes to food, hindi kailangan tipirin because in the long run, tayo lang din yung magsasuffer. Ang gamot na minimaintain, that's why it's going to be very, very hard for families na kulang na nga yung budget for daily needs ay nagkakaroon pa ng extra na demand for spending kapag ito ay meron ng maintenance medication. So, hi to most of our mga titos and titas na free na ngayon from their medications because they started doing low carb and fasting lifestyle. Very successful. Special mention to Aliw na sobrang grabe yung pagpapamper sa amin because sabi nga niya, she already had a budget for her parang every 2 weeks na consultation with a specialist for her sinusitis and then merong mga treatment, meron ng mga maintenance na gamot na pagkadami-dami. And then now, nawala na siyang binibiling gamot and she's been feeling at her best. So yan, she's been pampering us with low carb goodies. So sobrang salamat. Pero yes, tamang-tama na yon yung mga binigay mong mga strawberries, avocado, eggs. So very, very thankful. Pero yes, when it comes to food, hindi rin kailangang sobra-sobra because we don't actually need so much. So, yung ganito, yung budget ng 150 grams na beef patty, kung nasa 300 pesos per kilo, so per 100 grams niyan, nasa 30 pesos, tama ba? So per patty is 45, round off na natin, 50. So dalawang patty is around 100 plus 30 pesos na egg, so that's 130 pesos. And then, ganito na siya karami. So, isang whole bowl and 4 eggs. And that's already 100 grams of proteins. Yung protein needs mo in a day, kuhang-kuha na, hindi ka muscle loss para sa mga ayaw ng mas pumayat pa. So you will not lead into muscle loss. And para naman sa merong mga fats pa sa katawan na gusto pang mag-weight loss, eating proteins also is your best bet to have sustainable weight loss. Yung hindi ka mangangayayat, hindi ka makakalbo, hindi magiging dry yung skin mo, and the weight that you will lose is mostly just fats at hindi ka magkakaroon ng muscle wasting. The muscle that you will have will still be preserved. So going good when it comes to your protein requirement a day is hindi talaga siya nakakatakot. For those naman na merong CKD, meron ng pagtaas sa uric acid, there's actually a way to incorporate still the good amount of proteins in your diet while at the same time not risking the health of your kidneys. If you wish to know more about that, meron tayong guided program about it, the CKD, hyperuricemia, and kidney stones masterclass. Message nyo lang yung admins natin if you wish to know more about that. So, eto na. Nag-iisip ako kung lulutuin ko na o tatapusin ko na to or ipapakita ko sa inyo on how I cook it. Pero, wag na lang, no? Picture ko na lang later. So, usually, in-overcook ko yung egg when it comes to this one. That's one of my most favorite way of cooking egg sa ganitong paraan. Omelette and overcooked. Yung medyo brown and crispy na siya. And it's so, so yummy. So, it's 130 pesos, but since it's already OMAD, 1 meal a day, so hindi na siya ganun kagastos unless if you have budget like good 50 pesos for 3 meals, so that's 150 pesos. And if you eat rice with it, usually hindi yan kasya. Meron pang panahon na kakain ka pa ng in-between meals kahit biscuit lang yan or kung anumang mga snacks or sandwich, it still costs something. So, kung iisipin mo, nagtitipid ka nga in 1 meal sa ganyang meal na yan, but it's not sustainable because magugutom ka pa rin after 2 hours, after 3 hours. And I'm not just speaking for myself. I know a lot of you na naging low carber na rin, part na ng life without rice, have experienced this as well. Na pwedeng makatipid when it comes to low-carb nutrition without jeopardizing your health. So, kailangan lang maging maparaan tayo, and you are all welcome to join our low-carb and fasting na communities. Free. These are free Facebook groups that are very, very helpful. Life Without Rice, yan yung mga foods, daily food inspirations kung paano kumain ang pamilyang Pilipino ng walang kanin and still very satisfying. And at the same time, for questions and inspirations and testimonials, you are also more than welcome to join Low Carb Feasting and Fasting Community. So, marami na yan. So, eto lang. So, nakikita niyo walang gulay. So, gulay is actually optional. The most nutrient-dense foods are actually coming from red meat. There are a growing number of people now who are doing full carnivore and wala silang nutrient deficiency. As long as you make sure na you avoid foods that are inflammatory and going to demand more nutrient in your body. If high carber ka, nag-rice ka, nagsusugar, nagsusoft drinks, all the more, mas mangangailangan ka ng supplements and vitamins and minerals. But when you're doing real nutrient-dense foods, hindi lang basta calories yung iisipin ninyo, but the amounts of vitamins and minerals na nasa pagkain, and to which yung animal meat products, pwedeng chicken, pork, beef, seafoods, itlog, liver, paminsan-minsan, organ meats, 2 to 3 times a day, that's already good enough. You can see that your body will just be optimized. Makikita ninyo, you will feel lighter, you will feel more energetic, and you can be even more productive. And when you are more productive, who knows, baka makahanap ka ng paraan to generate more income, and hopefully you can enjoy not just affordable meals, but affordable, nutritious, and also enjoyable meals. So, yun lang. I will cook na. Maraming salamat, everyone. I'll see you in our next video. Remember to always stay low carb so that we all stay safe. Bye-bye.